So today I wanted to share with you some things that I recently picked up from Sephora, Ulta, and believe it or not, I got some good things at the Dollar Tree most recently when I went there looking for little drawer organizers because that's what I store my makeup in. And so if you want to see a video on like makeup storage, let me know and I can do that for you and kind of share with you how I have everything set up in my drawers. But meanwhile, this video is all about some stuff. Now, this is the small bag from my last trip, which was just a couple things, but I have had some luck at Sephora recently. So I'm going to start off with the high-end stuff. The first thing that I'm going to show you is the Benefit, the Porefessional Matte Rescue. And you will see a theme here with mattifying type products because it is very hot here. As soon as I step outside, I am super greasy and sweaty. It's pretty gross and very humid here in Tennessee. So I figured I'd give this a try. The gal at Sephora did say that this is one of their biggest selling mattifying primers at the moment. This is their #1 seller and that a lot of people have been loving it, and she's personally used it. And this is what it looks like. It is actually a very big size tube. This is 1.6 ounces, so you get quite a bit of product. So you get a huge amount, and I do like that sort of silvery kind of aluminum foil type look to it. And this one is a little bit different. This is more of a gel consistency. When you apply it, it still kind of has that wet look, but you have to give it a few minutes for it to set before you go in with foundation. Now, if you've tried the original Porefessional, it has that sort of silky feel to it, and it's meant to sort of basically go into the pore and kind of fill them so that, I know that sounds gross, but it's supposed to go into the pore and sort of fill it to give you that smooth look. That's what the original one does, which I feel like is good for larger pores, but at the same time, if you are oily as well, which technically sometimes it is the case when you have larger pores, that sort of slippery kind of silicone feel, I think, in my personal opinion, makes oiliness even more apparent. So this one is made for oily skin, has that sort of gel consistency. I have used it a few times and I do think it's good, but I still need to use it a little bit more before I can give you my definitive answer. So keeping on with the sort of mattifying aspect, I saw these at Sephora, the Blotterazzi from the Beautyblender, which I have been loving. My original Beautyblender, I've been using that for about a year almost. So I have been very happy with Beautyblender, so I definitely gave them another go with the Blotterazzi. Now, I have not used this, so I don't know if it's any good, but the idea is that you are able to take this little case. How cute is that? It's so cute. And you have in here some blotting little sponges, and there's 2 of them in there. They're super thin, but the idea is that you just take this and blot when you have some oil, whether it's your T-zone or all over like me. But the great thing is that you can, when you get home, you can wash these, let them air dry like you would a beauty sponge, and then go back at it with it the next day, later on the same day, so on and so forth, versus having blotting sheets, which you would have to constantly repurchase because they're a one-time use deal. So this is a little bit more than buying a set or a pack of blotting paper, but this will last you a whole lot longer, and it comes with a cute little case that you can actually throw in your purse. And there is a sample of the liquid blender formula to cleanse the Beautyblender, so I'm excited because I've never tried that before. And then the last thing, which is another thing from Beautyblender, is the Liner Designer. This is a very new product that's recently come out. I have not had a chance to try this either, and it is sealed, but it is supposed to, it almost kind of reminds me of like a guitar pick almost, where it has that sort of shape. It's supposed to help you create the perfect wing. Now, for me, I do makeup all the time, almost daily. I do wings ever so often. Sometimes I can get it just right. Sometimes one wing is just a little bit longer. One is just a little bit more kind of upright. The other one's kind of more lazy, whatever. It's hard to get the liner on perfect. So this is definitely something that I think could be very useful. Now, I don't know if this is a good product. I have not seen reviews on YouTube about it. I have not even searched. So I'm sure there are people out there on YouTube, in the YouTube space, that have reviewed this, and I have not had a chance to see it. So if you guys have tried this, let me know, because I'm excited to give this a go. Maybe this will definitely help me get my wing super sharp so I can cut somebody. But if you've used it, let me know, because that looks like it might be good. Another thing is the Bobbi Brown, the highlight powder in Pink Glow. I used this in my last video, which was a very chatty get ready with me, but it is a beautiful highlighting product. It's got like a pearly white color, some rose gold in it. You swirl them together. You can use one or the other color. I like the ability to get, you know, 3 sort of similar but yet slightly different variations of highlight, which for me justifies the price point for this because Bobbi Brown is quite expensive. This is my first highlighting product from Bobbi Brown. Been wanting to try the shimmer bricks, but I just feel like they're so like wet looking on the skin. And although this can look wet, when you apply it, it's in the form that you apply it and the tools that you use. So I use the Morphe M501. That is my go-to highlight brush. So this can give you that wet look, but if you kind of go sort of on the softer side and just lightly add some and then maybe kind of blend over it with a beauty blender or your finger, you can kind of tone it down and get more of a subtle look. But this is in no way, I would say, a natural. This is not natural at all. So just keep that in mind, but it is a very good product, very good quality. The first one is the Tarteist Glossy Paints. It comes in a little kind of gold packaging like this. I got the shade Obvi because it is more of a nudie shade, and it is very pigmented. It has a nice sort of glossy look. It is slightly on the thicker side, but they've managed to create a really good formula that gives you a lot of color and stays on the lips without that super sticky feeling, because I cannot stand super sticky gloss. So it's not one of those where you feel like if you it's so thick and sticky that after a little bit you start to develop that white line. It doesn't do that at all. It actually lasts pretty well. I wouldn't say it's a long wear thing, so if you're putting this on and then going eating, you know, a sandwich, a burger, or, you know, having some drinks, whatever, it is going to wear off. It's not a long wear product, but the formula is really great, and I am actually wanting to try some more because I do love the formula, and the color is just beautiful. I got 2 of the Anastasia Beverly Hills glosses. I started with one, and I picked this up when I first moved here to Tennessee, and I got the shade Metallic Rose, and I showed this on Snapchat, a couple of these things actually on Snapchat, but this Metallic Rose gloss has a really pretty shimmer that runs through it. It's not like a chunky shimmer, it's not super overly frosted, although when you look at it you probably think, oh wow, that is going to be super sparkly on the lips, but it's not that frosty. It just, when you put it on, it makes your lips look very glossy, very shiny, and kind of reflective, not super frosted like a metallic liquid lipstick would do, or like a metallic finish lip, which has that sort of distinctive shimmer to it. This is much more of a subdued shimmer, and although it's noticeable in the tube, when you apply it, it just gives you the most gorgeous kind of glow. Look at that color. It's just so pretty, and it has such an intense kind of gloss, like reflective finish to it, and it's such a pretty color, and it's very, very pigmented. Again, the formula is kind of similar to the Tarte one as far as being thick with pigment without having that sticky sort of tacky feel on the lips, which, like I said before, I hate. And it has a delicious like vanilla cupcake batter scent. Oh my gosh, like this seriously makes me want to get a cupcake. So I used this, I would say 2 or 3 times, fell in love with the formula, went back and got another one, and this one is from Sephora. This is the shade called Vintage. And this one is quite different. It has kind of like a shimmer running through it. It's like a gold shimmer, but it's very, very like fine, and it has almost like a kind of, I don't know, like a reddish golden kind of sparkle to it. It's quite unique. I don't have anything in my collection quite like this with that shimmer. I mean, the color is something that you can probably find very similar, so that's the Vintage. It's a little bit darker. Maybe you can see there. It's a little bit darker, whereas this one is much more pink and more rose. And then, of course, this is the Tarte Obvi one, which is definitely more of like a brownie nude. So I love these. I highly recommend the Anastasia ones. If you like a super pigmented gloss like this, there's no need to use lipstick. There's no need to use anything else with these, either of these, because of the fact that they have so much pigment to them, and they're really great. These are only 16 bucks, really, really inexpensive, and I think the Tarte ones are like 20-ish. Don't quote me on the price, but very, very good quality. Oh, another Sephora thing, I forgot to show you this. I did get this in Georgia before I moved. Our house was completely empty. We couldn't really leave because my husband still had to work a few more days after everything was taken out of the house. So I decided, well, I've got time, so let's go to Sephora. And I picked up this kit here. This is the Sephora Favorites Lash Stash to Go. It's a $28 set, and you get 5 travel size mascaras, and then there is a voucher for you to get a full size mascara for free. It has to be one of these 5, so you can't just go to there and be like, oh, well, I want, you know, whatever Estee Lauder and get that free. It has to be a full size of this for free. So I think it's a really good value. You get to try 5 new mascaras if you've never tried these before, and you also, if you love one enough, you can go and get it for free. Or if you find you think that one is just good, you like it, it's okay, I mean, you get a free one. So you might as well use that coupon, that little voucher, and it comes like in a little pocket here. So when you find the one you like, you could just take this in, they scan it, and you get your free mascara. So in this set, you get 5 little travel size ones. You get the Marc Jacobs. This is the Deluxe Omega Lash Volumizing Mascara. You get the Milk Makeup. I can't even say it. Milk Makeup. This is a fairly new brand to Sephora. You get the Too Faced Better Than Sex. You get the new Tarte mascara. This is the Tarteist Lash Paint Mascara, which has been very buzzed about on YouTube and on the Sephora and Ulta website. I think it's an Ulta thing too. And then at the bottom, you see the Ciati one. This is the Triple Shot Mascara. I have tried all of these. The Too Faced one is one that I like. The Milk one has like this strange like 3 like little balls here. The brush is just way too big for that to even work. Or can you kind of see that? Yeah, there you go. You can see how it's 3 pretty big little round spheres here, which ideally, okay, maybe that could work, but this is so freaking big that it's like you just get mascara formula all over your lids, all like where your liner is. If you are not careful, it gets clumpy. It does absolutely nothing except for clump up the lashes. So I'm not a big fan of it. I like the idea of having a mascara in a tube, which is something completely new for me. I've never had a mascara like that. All right, so a few more like high-end type things before I get into some drugstore things. The Hoola Benefit, Hoola by Benefit. I got this little mini, which I also used in my last Get Ready With Me video, is a really good bronzer. It's neutral enough where you can use this for a little bit of contouring, adding of some warmth to the skin. If your foundation is a little light and you need to bump it up a couple of shades because of the summertime, this is a good one to use instead of buying a whole new foundation. So I do like this little mini. Is so daggone cute, and I had a full size, but it was several years old. Like I had to throw that away because if not, I probably would have broken out or something. But it's a great bronzer, and it does come with a brush, which can be a little bit weird for actual bronzing, but for contouring, this is the perfect size to just kind of sit right there and add a line, and then you can sort of like buff it out, blend it out with another brush. So it is useful for that if you like to contour. Contour is not for everyone, but if you do like it, there's a tool there. And I also have the Tightline Lash Mascara. This is a 3-in-1 from It Cosmetics. This mini is from Ulta. You get these in a little like section right before you check out, where when you're waiting in line, you're tempted, and temptation always wins. I try to fight it, but I just can't. I simply cannot. So I just give in. I'm happier instead of just trying to fight it. I just go with the flow. I picked this up again. I used to use this years ago, and this has the tiniest one. Like literally, it looks like a little stick. You can't even see any bristles on there from a distance. It is perfect for getting the root of the lashes and kind of wiggling up. It's good as a primer, and it's black, so it's not like you have to work lots of mascara on the lashes to cover up a white primer. It gives you a lot of separation, a lot of length. It literally grabs every lash, so you will see more lashes than you thought you had because of the fact that the brush is small, and you can really get that in there and wiggle it. You can even, it's the perfect size to even get behind the lash and sort of pull upwards. I love it for the lower lash line, and I don't have any issues with it flaking or smudging. Let's see, I got this thing, this Mineral Fusion Brush On Sun Defense SPF 30. It's a powder SPF. I've never used SPF in a powder form. I have seen one, I believe the brand is called Color Science, I think. They have something very similar to this that they sell for like almost 50 bucks. It's quite expensive, and that's probably the reason why I've never really tried it, because I'm like, I'm not paying $50 for no SPF. No. But this one was on sale, actually on clearance at Ulta for $9.99, so I gave it a go. And I used it today over my makeup. And you can take this, like the perfect thing to take to the pool, to the beach, on vacation, because all you have to do is take the cap off. It's got this protective plastic here that you can just push down, and your bristles will never get frayed when you try to put the cap on, because that is the worst thing. So you just pull it up and then put the cap on, and you are done. But what you do is you pull this little plastic down, and then when you shake it down, and I like to just put it in the palm of my hand or just start on my chest, and when you do that, the powder will sort of flow through the brush, and you can just sort of do one of these numbers, And actually, this works for touching up because it is a powder as well. So, hey. So that works. And you can just sort of brush on your SPF. Like right before you go outside, right before you go to the pool. If you forget your classic SPF that's like the cream forms, you've got something like this. And this doesn't take a lot of space. I have it in like a little makeup bag in my handbag. So this is really good. It's important to use SPF for protecting your skin, for preventing the aging process. You know, you've heard of it. I'm not going to go on preach. I got this multi-stick Mega Glow from Walgreens right before I left Georgia. This is in the shade Marigold Round. And I haven't really used it but once. And it's basically like a dupe for the NARS Multiples, those like stick highlighter products. So you just sort of like swipe it down. Now this is very, very kind of silvery pearlescent, and it is very intense. It has a nice sort of silky feel to it. There is a subtle kind of silvery flecky something happening here, but it's not a very noticeable. When you put it on, it's not like glitter or super chunky, but there is something when you swatch it, you will see just the tiniest, most subtle little silver flecks in there. But you can just kind of dot this on, blend it out with your finger. You can, you know, swipe it with a brush, any type of brush, but like a concealer type. Swipe it and then just kind of go in with it. You can use your finger and kind of tap it. You could use this on your eyes, on your lips to highlight. So this will be a really good product if you're looking for that sort of wet, kind of glowy look to the skin. Start with a cream and then top off the cream with a powder. That's going to keep it on longer, and it's also going to give you that sort of wet look. But if you rather just go in with creams, you know, there's people out there who rather just only stick to creams. This is inexpensive, and I mean, it's pretty glowy. You take that and blend that out and you can see that sort of nice pretty glow. I did also pick up the Mega Glow highlighting powder. This is in the shade, what are you? Where is it? Oh, duh. Crown of my Canopy. Right across the top, Lexi. This one is more peachy. So this is a little bit too peachy for someone of my skin tone, or if you're really fair, it's going to look like a peach stripe. So you have to be very careful. They did not have the lighter one. I know that there was, I believe, like a kind of champagne-y type color, which would have worked for me. But this one is great for medium, tan, even deeper skin tones. If you are fair like me and want to use something like this, you can use this lightly over your blush. Or like I said, something super fluffy and light, and just like literally dab it like this and then tap off and go in with it, and you get like a peachy glow. But if you really go in, like go ham with this in your light, you're going to have a peach streak. So just keep that in mind. It is very pigmented and the quality is actually very good. And then the last two Wet n Wild things are the liquid lipsticks, and these are actually really good. Now I got these because I obviously got caught in the whole display at CVS, but I also wanted to try that sort of metallic lip. It seems to be something that is very trendy right now, and I didn't want to spend a fortune at Sephora trying a metallic finish when it's never really been my thing. I've never really liked pearly finishes. I always thought that something super frosty is like trying to bring the 80s back, you know. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it is a thing now. Old trends are coming back. That's how it happens. So I went cheap with it, and these are actually very, very good. This one is in the Peony Express, which I used in my latest Get Ready With Me, and it's more of like a petal pink color, really, really pretty. And then my Tulips are sealed, which is more of a goldeny peach color. So those are the colors there. Really, really pretty, inexpensive. So if you're wanting to try some like finishes like that, I definitely give that a go. And then when I went to Dollar Tree recently to find some little storage bins for my makeup, I saw a ton of Wet n Wild stuff. The Fergie things, the Fergie collection for Wet n Wild. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or what, but I snagged a couple because I thought, okay, even though it's really cheap already at Walgreens, it's even cheaper, and I like it even cheaper. So I picked up the, what is this? It's like a little palette. It's 5 colors. And the Center Stage collection, Photo Focus. I don't know if that's the color. Oh no, I like the Photo Focus shadow thing. But it's A211 Camouflage Couture, which is the greens. And I don't use a lot of greens, so I figured why not. I'm wearing a green tank from, this is an old tank from Target. So what I did was I incorporated the light one in the inner tear duct and all the way in the lower lash line. And then I went over with this darker green right on the outer corners. And it's actually really pigmented. Those are the 4 green shades. Do you see that? Hello. And then this gold, it is a little bit kind of chalky, but there is some pigment to it. Not the best. When you swatch it, there's really nothing to that gold, so good thing because I didn't really care for that tone of gold too much. But let's just do the secondary swatches. There you go. So for $1, I thought, why not? We'll see how well they last. I've never tried the Fergie eyeshadows. I also picked up this palette. This is the To Reflect Shimmer palette in Hollywood Boulevard. And I swatched this last night, and with my lights and like the ceiling fan lights, it seemed very kind of rose goldy type. And I thought, oh, that would be really pretty. But when I put it on, it was like straight up gold. So I had to add some stuff and kind of tone this down because it was very gold. But lightly, I think this could work. It's really, really pretty, and it's got a lot of like veining of some pink and some kind of bronze, lots of gold, so not bad. It feels really like creamy. It's got some pigment to it, so for $1, I ain't mad at it. So, what else? I picked up the Wet n Wild Fergie gel liner, the cream liner in Little Black Dress, which is a black cream liner. I also picked up a couple brushes. They have these newer ones, which actually these are pretty new for Wet n Wild. I did grab an eyeshadow one. Yes, here it is. The eyeshadow one from Walgreens a couple months back, and I saw these for $1. So this is a smudge brush, and this is the crease brush. These are the new, they're dirty because I used them today. But this crease one just fits really nicely in the crease. It's got an indentation for you to put your thumb, so it's got more of a user-friendly type of grip to it. And this little smudging one is really good for the lower lash line, which is what I use today. It's actually really good. They're functional, and again, for $1. And if you're looking for brushes or you've been wanting to try these, check out your local Dollar Tree. You might actually find some. And then I picked up the Wet n Wild. What is this? I saved the little packaging. They come in like little things like this. Did I save this one? Okay, so this is the eyeshadow brush. This one comes, this is In Your Shadow eyeshadow brush. And it actually has a really nice feel to it, which I'm shocked. And I used it today for putting on my base shadow, and it is very, very soft. No shedding when applied, but I don't know if after I wash it, if it's gonna fall apart, but who knows? I mean, really good. I use it for the under the brow area, and I thought it applied it really well. The quality of the bristles seem really soft, very comparable to some of my other brands, so I thought, why not? And then the last thing is the Wet n Wild Mega Wear Mascara, which is what I'm wearing today. I don't think it does a lot of good for my lashes, like my upper lashes, but I do think that it's good for the lower lash line, and that's what the brush looks like. And it is slightly on the wet side, so not really digging it for the upper lashes, but for the lower lash line, it did a really good job. And again, for $1, can't be mad at it. Oh, I did get one more thing. My bad. This is the e.l.f. HD blush. These are inexpensive anyways, but this is in the shade Encore, and for $1, I thought, let's give it a go. This, I'm telling you, will stain. Like, no joke. I swatched this and I was like, what is this? Like, this can't possibly be e.l.f. for $1. I think these are normally like maybe $3 if you find them at like Target and Walmart. But look at how pigmented it is. Like, holy freaking cow. This is so pigmented. And when you're like blending this out, you can't dilute the pigment. It's just like still just as pigmented, and it's still spreading. Like, I could probably cover the whole, my whole hand with that tiny little drop. So this will be something that will be good to use during the summertime. I feel like this is gonna last quite a bit. That is it. That is like my newest goodies that I've got. You will be seeing more of these in some upcoming tutorials, and I do have my eye on a couple new like eyeshadow palette type things that have recently come out. So be on the lookout for tutorials with those. If there is something out there that's new that you would like to see me use in a video, or if you'd like to see my review, my thoughts on it, please let me know in the comment section what it is so that I can get online and start placing some orders to do those videos for you guys. So I thank you for being here today, sharing your day with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and you can also follow me on social media. Check the bottom bar because everything will be listed there for you today. And I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. I will see you